पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा, श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा, श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा, जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा। निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल। हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। We'll wait for a few more minutes until Prabhu join.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Am I audible, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, I have to share the screen. I'll just try sharing it. You just check, Mataji, if it's okay by then.
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Is it visible, Mataji? Hare Krishna, Krishna. No, Mataji?
No, Mataji.
No, Mataji. No.
I'm using a new device. I thought that's why I'll check it, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. If it is not possible, then I can try to share. Just check, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Please share, Mataji. If it's okay with you, please share, Mataji. Thank you so much. 3.16.30. 3.16. Yeah, 30 to 34. And yesterday's 4 verses also Prabhu might visit, I was told, Mataji.
Yeah. I will.
Prabhuji has joined. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranams.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I don't know if you can see me, but
your video is off.
My video is on, Mataji.
Now
yes,
it now we can on.
Now you are visible.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat pranams.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat pranam.
So yesterday's class also didn't happen. So I have been told to cover brief about 25 and 29, recap and brief explanation, and then we will go for 30 and 34. So there are a lot of number of shlokas. I will try to see what justice we can do. But we'll start the class.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braj Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braj Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanajari Yamuna Tira Vanajari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Radhari Radha Radhari Radha Radha Govind Radhe Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Govind Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Govind Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Govind Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Govind Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Govind Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Govind Radhe, Govind Bolo Hari Gopal Bolo, Govind Bolo Hari Gopal Bolo, Radha Raman Hari Govind, Radha Raman Hari Govind Bolo, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath Swami, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadramai Jaya Sudarshana, Jagannath Swami, Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami Baba Tume, Jagannath Swami, Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami Baba Tume, Jaya Singade, Nrsimhadev, Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Bhakta Prahlad, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Bhakta Prahlad, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ram Sankirtan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. So we will be studying today 3:16:30 to 34, which was allocated to me. And yesterday my god brother Ashok God was supposed to give class, maybe because some urgency he could not. So he's a very close friend of mine and little younger to me. And he's very close to my heart, Ashok Gaur, and he's a very wonderful devotee. And he's technically very well-read devotee. Yesterday, day before yesterday, I was with him Sunday feast. So I might not be able to cover as extemporally he gives. But yes, everybody has their own flavors. And so I'll try to do justice for 3:16, 25, 29 also. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devem Saraswati Vyasam Tado Jayamudire Nashta Prayeshu Bhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So I will read and give the class as per what we should be giving. So I'll take 3:16.30 first. I'll read introduction and purport and translation and purport, and then we'll move on to the earlier shlokas covering in place of Ashok Gaur Prabhu, and then I will continue with the shlokas allocated to me. So the first shloka for today's is Srimad Bhagavatam 3:16:30. So you can move to 3:16:30. I'll just cover it and then come back again, 25. like that. Because ideally, I should start with my shloka and then we will go and recap. Because 9 to 10 shlokas is very difficult to read together, at least, and everybody reads it. But nevertheless, we'll make an attempt. Etat puraiva nirdishtim ramya kudaya yada pura papa pura pavarita dvari vishanti may uparate. Etat puraiva nirdishtam ramaya kudaya yada pura pavarita dvari vishanti may uparate. Synonyms: Zitat means this departure. This departure. Pura means formerly. Eva certainly. Nirdishtam means foretold. Ramaya by Lakshmi. Hrudaya furious. Yada means when. Pura means previously. Apavarita means prevented. Dwari at the gate. Vishanti entering. Mai as I. Uparate was resting. So this departure from Vaikuntha was foretold. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This departure from Vaikuntha was foretold by Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. She was very angry because when she left my abode and then returned, you stopped her at the gate when I was sleeping. So this U stands for the law, the Sanat Kumaras. And the person who is saying this, my abode, he is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, whom in the material world he appears as Vishnu, but he is actually Lord Krishna himself. And so he says that she means the Ramaya, his wife, Lakshmi, Srimati Radharani, goddess of fortune, the Aladini, potency, the internal potency of the Lord. She's the Sonam Bonam of the Lord. She's everything to the Lord, and Lord is everything to her. So she became very angry when she left my abode. That means Lord's abode, and then returned. You stopped her at the gate while I was sleeping, and when I was sleeping, you stopped entering her in her own house. Sanat Kumar's the gatekeepers, and he's addressing to gatekeepers Jay and Vijay. So like that, this is being spoken. So before I begin the recap of before this, what happened in the shlokas. So now we know that Lord is addressing to Jai Vijaya, saying that you stopped earlier, Lakshmi, also my wife, in entering my own abode. She was very angry. And she already foretold me that one day you guys have to leave. Both the people have to leave your post and be punished. And today, you have done the similar things to some other devotees as well. So, what have they done? We'll come back to this. But I want to first narrate some incidents from Ramayana. And sometimes, we are not able to recognize devotees, and sometimes we underestimate devotees, and sometimes we make fun of devotees, and sometimes our intention is good, but it breaks the sorry, some call came. So, but it breaks some sort of a sanctity of that environment, maybe breaks the sanctity of a devotee and hurts the Lord and the devotee himself. So in Ramayana also, the first incident I am reminded of is of in a order that when Lord Ram said, let's go and build the pull or the bridge. So they were building a bridge. They built a bridge. And while building the bridge, you must have heard, this is a very common story told to everybody, that when squirrels were building, and I mean everybody, all the monkeys, very strong monkeys, very powerful monkeys who were very strong with muscle power and brain, and so many servants of Lord Ram, including Jamvant, who had such a huge span of life. He knew Dashratha, and like this, they were constructing the bridge with their own capabilities when the squirrels were just going to the beach, getting the sand and putting it onto the setu, the bridge. And how much a squirrel can bring the dirt, how much it can bring the mud to cement the setu. But nevertheless, despite their incapable bodies, they were eager to serve the Lord. They did not worry that how insignificant they are in terms of others who are being able to serve the Lord. And so it is a very common observation among all of us that some people are really, Lord is very merciful on them, and they are given a lot of service. And because they are very talented, I know a couple of devotees who are excel in kirtan service, because singing is not everybody's. It's not easy to sing and sing in a tune and in a proper way so that everybody is feeling happy. So like that, we see some devotees painting, some devotees doing, like I know my very close friend and devotee, Nandan Acharya Prabhu. He is Radhanath Maharaj's disciple. He is basically very expert in building mukut and dresses of the Lord. So last Sunday when I met him, last Sunday when I met him, he said, Prabhu, I want to build a curtain of the Lord made up of transparent plastic, and then I'll put some flowers in it. And imagine nobody will see that there is a plastic, but they will feel it's a flower curtain for the Lord. So when he was explaining me, I was like, अरे यार ये कैसा डिवोटी है, मुझे तो यही नहीं समझ में आ रहा है कर कैसे रहा है. And he has so much of talent and he is able to do it. I could not even fathom. I was not able to fathom because I have seen only curtains made up of cloth which comes and closes the curtain, and generally I go and fold it in the altar and put it, so that everybody is able to see. So there's an electronic mechanism with us. And he's thinking, and I'm seeing here how clever this devotee is. He's able to first of all visualize and then act on his visualization. So like this, so many devotees. So Hanumanji also saw the squirrels doing this, but he got a reverse feeling. He said, what these small creatures are able to do? But this was noticed by Ram, and he almost laughed at the squirrels. And look, I am doing so much and you are not doing. So that's a pastime which Lord and Hanumanji played to glorify the squirrels. And also Hanumanji took that brunt on him, took that punishment on him of Lord Ram chastising him personally. Otherwise, he is Ashtanidhi so nidhi ke jata, right? Ashtanidhi no nidhi ke data. He is the expert in devotional service, and that too direct servitorship. So, but he is showing it that look, in the service of Lord Ram, all are equal. So like this, he also somehow, as an example, Lord showed that one should never make fun of other devotees, however, whichever capability they are. and like very, very, I mean, I'll not name any devotees, but I was very young in Krishna consciousness when I was first trying to learn a shloka. And when I was trying to learn a shloka, I could not memorize it. So somehow, by Lord's mercy, I memorized one shloka and went to one senior devotee of mine and I said, Prabhuji, I've learned a shloka. And I narrated in front of him. And he said, Arey bas rehne do yaar, tumse nahi ho paega. Tumse na hoga. Tumse na hoga, bas rehne do. I was like, huh? Arey kyun nahi Prabhu, let me make it. Na, na. Tum sirf suno. So although I took it in a positive way, sometimes I feel, and then I literally left learning shlokas. I thought mujhse nahi hoga. I sink into my feeling. It was in Bombay. I think I'm talking about 2001. And then 2004, Krishna somehow made an arrangement that whenever I used to ask for Kantimala in the beginning, devotee said, nahi, 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 tumse nahi hoga. I'm telling you facts of my life. I asked for a Kantimala, they said, nahi, 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 tum bahar ka khana khate ho, tumse nahi hoga. नारे ना, मुझे कंटीमाला भी नहीं दी। मैं अपना जीवन का एक्सपीरियंस बता रहा हूँ इसी इस्कॉन के अंदर, इंटरनेशनल सोसाइटी ऑफ कृष्ण कॉन्शियसनेस। Different experiences for different devotees. I was not given Kantimala. I asked, they didn't give me because they felt I am not qualified to wear. Now, I took it as their blessings, but see, Krishna is so clever. He saw that he's amid very big level devotees. They were very high level devotees. I was a very dust level devotee, very devotee from a very small level. I'm still not even a devotee. But Krishna was mercifully took me away from Bombay. You know what? He took me away from Bombay. Had I been in Bombay, I wouldn't have progressed so much as I have progressed in Bangalore, because devotees in Bangalore were completely reversed for me. They gave me Kantimala. In fact, one devotee who saw that something, and he said, why are you wearing Kantimala? How many years you have spent? He asked me to remove it and I still removed it. And one devotee called me, have you removed? I mean, he didn't know, he didn't see me. Some telepathy happened to him. And Lord made me wear it. And then he told me, now no more devotees should tell you to remove it. Don't remove it till your death. Till your death, don't remove it. Whoever tells you, just follow whatever best you can follow and give also space to others. Then I understood how merciful devotees are. So some devotees will never understand your value. Some devotees will understand your value. It's not that those who don't understand your value are not good. But some devotees may understand your value. That doesn't mean they are good. All are correct in their own vision because they want you to improve. It is you who has to tolerate all these things and just go by the flow of the life. I went with the flow of life, and that is why I'm still able to. There are so many people who don't call me for giving katha. And there are so many devotees who call me for katha. See, this is always keeps happening with everyone. So like this, I'll give you one more example where we tend to take devotees lightly. However, he may be really a lightful devotee. See, and sometimes, we often devotees, but Prabhupada says it is temporary. Okay, that offending of devotees is temporary. It should not be that you are doomed forever, because you are a devotee who is offending somebody and who is getting offended. Both will be protected by the Lord finally. So Hanuman and his friends went to Lord Ram and told, you killed Bali to help Sugriva. But look what Sugriva has forgotten his promise. What is he doing? He is happily enjoying with his wife and his kingdom which you earned for him. And also, he is enjoying with his children, and he is completely forgotten the promise he made to you to search Sita. And they spoke in such a way, and they were, again, this was chastisement on back of Sugriva. But here in this case, Sugriva, unlike the case of squirrels, in Hanumanji's case, Sugriva was literally had forgotten his monkey by nature. they just see some fun activity and they just forget, and then they get enjoyed in that. So they said in such a way to Sugriva, about Sugriva to Lord Ram and Hanuman, that Hanuman became so angry that he took his bow and arrow and said, I'll shot this fellow and kill him if he doesn't come out of his and help. And then we know that he goes and scolds him. And then, Sugriva remembers his problems, remembers the problems what he was facing, and then Lord Ram how removed the problems for him, and now it is his turn to give back to the Lord. So that was also a chastisement given by Lakshmana to Sugriva to bring him on the path. So same way like Hanumanji chastised squirrel, but Lord Ram brought Hanuman to the path. Here Lord Lakshman, who is none other than Lord Ram himself, he is Ananta Shesha, he is no different from his own Lord, right? He is Balaram, he is Nityananda, he is no different than Krishna, he is Sat Chit Ananda, right? All that we know. So he is scolding the Supreme Personality of God, Lord Lakshmana is also Supreme Personality. He goes and scolds, chastises Sugriva, and Sugriva immediately comes to path. So this chastisement, this offending, sometimes positive, sometimes negative from both angles, will continue to happen in this eternal Leela of the Lord, be it in this world or that world or where. In fact, one chastisement Vibhishana underwent. That when Vibhishana joined, left Ravana and wanted to join the Lord Ram and his army, nobody had faith on him. In fact, they put a Guptachara behind him to hear what he is talking to his. So there were three, four. He, along with his 3-4 ministers, came because he was a big minister. He was Ravana's younger brother. In fact, youngest brother. So he came back. And, right, so Vibhishana came out. But he was chastised a lot. Nobody had faith in him. Even Sugriva also tested him. But in the end, Lord Ram said, no, you should not test him. You don't know about him. And then then Hanumanji also says, no, I have seen Vibhishana when I was, going and circulating inside the Lanka, Kuber's Lanka, which was captured by Ravana. There I saw he was taking your name, my Lord. So he is a devotee. So like that, he underwent tribulations. And a lot of devotees, including Sugriva, was chastising Vibhishana a lot. Like, why shall we have faith on him? So they were not wrong, but Vibhishana had to undergo. So something similar is discussed with these pastimes in the shlokas from 25 to 29. So in 25 to 29, what has happened actually is that it is said that whatever the punishment, if Mataji can just share for a few seconds, we can go to 25 shloka and we can read that.
Anita Mataji, you're going to share?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what has happened is, if you also notice, that Sanat Kumars were starved. Now, even before this, you must have covered that Sanat Kumars were starved by Jai Vijaya. And Jai Vijaya cursed Sanat Kumars. That has already happened. So now the Lord is telling them that, right? I mean, the 4 Sanat Kumars are being said, oh Lord, whatever punishment you wish to award to these 2 innocent persons, or also to us, we shall accept. So Sanat Kumars are actually now on the bhav of contemplation. It is something similar that Hanumanji is feeling very sad that why did I blamed or why did I chastised squirrels? Something similar is happening to Sanat Kumars, and they are telling to the Lord, "Oh Lord, whatever punishment you wish to award to these two innocent persons or also to us, we shall accept without any duality. We understand duplicity. We understand that we have cursed two faultless persons." See, curse, it's something similar that Lord Hanuman could have stopped when he saw squirrels being there. But this is a very normal course of our life. There are very, some incidents happen in very elevated devotees like Sanat Kumar's. It is ordained by the Lord. But it cannot be ruled for us. That's what is very clear. That if you say that why did Hanumanji, who is Asht Siddhi now Nidhi ke data, he can give you any Siddhi. He is perfect in all the formats of devotional services. He exhibits the highest form of devotional service. He is so loved by Lord Ram. How can he do this? So such incidents happening with some very powerful devotees is ordained by the Lord. And that is what is explained here. That Sanat Kumar are realizing that they have made a big mistake by disturbing or by making a point about these Sanat Kumars, Jaya and Vijaya. Why did they curse them? So they are saying this, that, "Oh my Lord, if you wish to award them because they stopped us, you can also punish them, but punish us also because we think they were doing their duty. And it was not fair for us. It was not fair for us to chastise and curse here these two devotees who were two faultless people because they were doing just your service." But then in the purport, if you read that it is being discussed that and this is where they say, right, that therefore a devotee who may or may not be at a fault, but overall, all the devotees, when they commit some offense, they are not supposed to be doomed forever, right? Because they are trying to serve the Lord, and two devotees, they fight with each other. If you find somebody in error or by accident, by some temporary arrangement, that should not be taken very seriously. That's what Prabhupada is saying this. The cursing of Jaya and Vijaya is repented, and now the Kumaras are thinking in terms of their position in the modes of passion and ignorance. So if you are on the side of chastising others, and that is what I also, sometimes talk to devotees, because I regularly associate with devotees in the temple. I have experienced this. I also take care of management responsibilities, okay? I definitely remind myself all the days, never ever show eyes to devotees, even if it is to be done for the Lord. Okay, आंखें नहीं दिखाना है अपने को किसी को भी. हमारी कोई औकात नहीं है किसी को आंखें दिखा, कृष्णा के लिए कर, कृष्णा तुम ये नहीं करता वो नहीं. अरे भैया, you are alive just because Lord is keeping that soul in your body. Just the King Charles has been detected cancer. Just yesterday's news, he has published it. Okay, he is the King of Britain. Queen Elizabeth passed off, and now he's been detected with cancer. He's a king of UK. Australia reports to him. So many Commonwealth countries report to him. What do you do being a king? You are detected with cancer, man. Chillao jitna chillana hai. I'm not happy that he's suffering from cancer, but that's the situation of our life. He's a king. He can order so many people, but he is suffering. What to talk about us? We devotees. Even I have noticed that we were doing pulling the ratha, and devotees are, sometimes pulling the ratha out of passion and out of whatever, out of, not I would say passion, because in devotional service there is no room for passion, but because we are like not very seasoned sometimes. I saw one devotee pulling the ratha. He could not, so he started shouting on the crowd. Hey, what are you doing? Rath has to go this way. You are doing this. Arey Baba, 200, 300 people are pulling the ratha. Innocent ladies are pulling the ratha. You cannot shout on them. Let it go. It's okay, peaceful. And what happened? Even if you shout, Ratha will move in the direction. 4,000 people are pulling Ratha. You can shout and correct 4,000 people. You cannot. It's impossible. So you have to learn to be normal. Even if you are doing Krishna consciousness for Krishna and you have no right and you want to please Krishna, then if you want to please Krishna, you have no right to shout on a devotee even for Krishna. No right. Devotee say, नहीं नहीं shout करो कृष्णा के लिए कुछ भी करोगे ना तुम मत करो भैया जिसको कोई elevated devotee होगा ना वो करेगा. If that elevated devotee, time will, place will, circumstance will come, he will shout, he will pick gun also to protect Krishna. But don't use these examples to make your home nature come into devotional nature. Home nature means internally I may be shouting with my kid, with my fight, and with my near dear ones. I may be very rough, and then same nature I bring it to ISKCON and devotional environment. That will not work out. Krishna will give us one tight thappad. I keep reminding myself, whoever you are, Premadata, never disturb. Be peaceful. Nothing will drop. Heavens will not fall if something curtain has to open at 3:20, it has to open at 3:20. If it opens at 3:21, what will you do? Nuclear bomb fall ho jayega? Nahi na. Be cool, calm. Lord is calm. He's smiling always. So let everybody evolve. So this is evolving of devotional nature and presence of everybody's life. Everybody has to learn and go together, and we have to continue supporting each other. And that's what they are trying to say, that even if by mistake some devotees are not able to stop themselves and be little rough, still we should not find either of the devotees, because still they are situated in transcendence approach towards the Lord. And no, we should not try to find faults in the devotees. Fault finding nahi karna chahiye. Nobody is perfect in this life. Somebody may or may not respond to you the way you want. Not everybody will be very pleasing to you, even in Krishna consciousness. This is my experience, but it's okay. You have to live with it. And you be faithful and be perseverance towards the Lord and his devotees, certainly things improve. So like this, this is just a recap. And then, the Lord replies to the request of, you can go back to our shloka, but this is what is being, told by the Lord. And I'll quickly just read out what Lord is saying. In the text 25, when he says, "Oh Lord," when Sanat Kumar says, "Oh Lord, whatever punishment you wish to award to these two innocent persons, also to us, we shall accept without duplicity. We understand that we have cursed two faultless persons." Then the Lord replies, "O Brahmanas, know that the punishment you inflicted on them was originally ordained by me, and therefore they will fall to the birth in a demoniac family, but they will be firmly united with me." So Jaya and Vijaya will be falling as Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and so as Jogai and Madai in Kali. Like that, they will take several births. Okay, and they will be firmly united with me, thought through mental concentration, intensified by anger, and they will return to my presence shortly. So this we have seen, that how, even Jogai Madai, the Madai, I think, hit Nityananda with a stone. So he was always thinking why this Nityananda is coming and trying to correct us, that anger, but he was actually meditating on the Lord, and both they became devotees, and they left all their bad habits. So, and Lord had already brought his Sudarshan to kill them. So same way Ravana was always meditating on Sita Devi and Ram, just so that how he can capture Sita Devi and enjoy her beauty, but in a Virodha Bhakti, Bhakti with a negative feature. But that's what Lord is telling to Sanat Kumar, that don't worry, they will be they are ordained by me. Though they are born in a demonic family, I'll take care of them. And then in 727, he says, after seeing the Lord of Vaikuntha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the self-illuminated Vaikuntha planet, the sages left that transcendental board. With this, the Vaikuntha, which is the Swaprakash Loka, means it automatically is illuminated by the presence of the Lord, and it is eternally lighted. There's no night in this Vaikuntha planet, Goluka. They left, and the sages circumambulated the Supreme Lord, offered their obeisances, returned, and extremely delighted at learning of the divine opulences of a Vaishnava. And so, circumambulating of the Lord, even if you keep reading scriptures, you will come to know that circumambulation also happened in the Arjuna Yamala pastimes of the Lord when he was there in Vrindavan, when he breaks with his Okhal, he breaks the Arjuna Yamla tree. So Nilakumara and Manigrova and Nilakuvera come out and they are free from the curse and they circumambulate the Lord. And then they leave for the abode. So something similar. We also go in the temple every Sunday in the temple. I'm there to do service. We take Srila Prabhupada and circumambulate the Lord's altar. So we circumambulate, taking Srila Prabhupada, and then we place him in his pedestal and we worship. We do Guru Vandana and Guru Puja. So like that, this circumambulation of the Lord is a very purifying and a very big experience. And then the Lord said to his attendants, Jaya and Vijaya, depart this place, but fear not. All glories unto you. Though I am capable of nullifying the Brahmana's curse, I will not do so. On the contrary, it has my approval. And what was his approval? And that's what we are going to read in text 30, which I was supposed to take. So till now, I was just taking you a tour of what exactly happened to 25 to 29. So now when the Lord pacified the people who cursed Jaya Vijaya, which are the Sanat Kumars, and he sent them, they circumambulated. Now he attends to the next set of devotees, which are Jaya and Vijaya. And he's telling them that you don't fear. Kantya pratijayana namam bhakte pranashyati. Mere bhakt kabhi ahit nahi hoga. So he says, he says that I am cognizant of everything. And I am actually, see, Lord is very powerful. See, I'll give you one of my very personal example. At times, I also feel, Lord, do you know what I'm going through? And my heart pains, and sometimes it's mixed with anger and pain. I just share it to the Lord because every devotee has a personal interaction with the Lord. So I look to my Lord and, sometimes with anger and love and, with frustration, depression, whatever you say, devotees generally don't share, but I don't hesitate to say this. What is the point of hiding things? It's okay. You can't tell everything to others. Keep your dirt of your mind in your mind. And that's what is happening in today's life. In social media, everybody is putting their dirt in the social media of their mind. And so it's a dirty place. It becomes a dirty place. Though social media is not a dirty place, but it becomes dirty when everybody starts, cribbing and blogging and this and disturbing others' peace. Otherwise, social media can be utilized. Media in itself is not bad. So I sometimes feel I've gone through this, that with mixed emotions, sometimes I tell Lord, do you know what I'm going through? Are yaar, kya kar rahe ho? Bhai, kuch to madad karo. And sometimes then with pain I say, and some or the other way, Lord will indicate that I'm cognizant. I know if I want to nullify all the conditions of your life, I can do that. And something similar I'm experiencing while I'm reading this, that he's telling to Jaya Vijaya that you go, but fear not. I can nullify the curse of Brahmana, but I will not do so. On the contrary, it has my approval. So this gives us also as a lesson to learn that sometimes dukkha comes in our life. Please understand God is cognizant. And if you are praying to Lord, लगता है आप मुझे भूल गए, मैं 16 माला जपता हूँ, मैं second initiated हूँ. I am second initiated, I am Sola Mala, I give Kathas, I give Bhagavatam. People respect me so much in ISKCON, okay? You tell everything to the Lord. Lord says, I know. हाँ, मैं बहुत बड़ा डिवोटी हूँ तुम्हारा, समझे? राजभोग बनाता हूँ. I go and 12 o'clock, I do deity worship. I wake up you at the Lord every morning. You know what I am? I'm your devotee. Lord says, I know everything, my dear boy. I only taught you all this. I only brought you to ISKCON. I only brought you to this condition that you can accept me. I only gave you intelligence to become a devotee. You were rotting in the previous world. So I know what is happening with you. If I want, I brought you so much, well, I can remove these problems of your life within seconds. But why shall I do? Am I an order supplier? I am Tribhuji, Tribhangi. I am not your order supplier. You tell me, remove, make my son become the best in class. He should get the best treatment. He should become very good in studies. IIT, IIM mein nikalna chahiye. I should have properties. Why? Why shall I give you? Who are you? That is what Lord tells us. बच्चा पैदा कर लिया. You want money. Why? Is it necessary? मुझसे पूछा था दुनिया से इधर आने से पहले. Why did you leave me? My spiritual world. And now you are suffering and telling me, मेरा suffering दूर करो. बेवकूफ हूं मैं. Lord can tell you this, and he's actually telling us this. He's telling us, why did you leave my place? You left my place, so you have to go through this music. But he protects us, and he protects us from seeing the entire music of what we have done, karmas in this life. How much bad we have done to others, we don't even know. We are supposed to be punished very badly. One katha, I was opened my eyes when one devotee said, and I respect him a lot, and he said, I respect all the devotees, but to him, whenever I feel any problems in technical difficulties in Shastra, I go to him and ask him, and he says, कितना दुख झेल के तुम यहाँ पहुंचे हो और कितना दुख झेलना बाकी है, you don't. How much pain we have undergone to come to this stage of life, and how much pain we are going to go further, we don't even know. So better, whatever is happening, you pray to God sometimes, but remember, God is cognizant of your difficulties. If he wants, he can remove it. But this is what, you cannot take these problems to Goluka. When you enter Goluka, all these problems will once for all go back, go out of your life. So this is a temporary stage of suffering the problems. Even if it is cancer in the body, even my mother, cancer is in her hands, in her ribs. And yes, day before yesterday, I was talking to a doctor, and he is telling me, your mother is fighting with cancer, medicines. We are trying all sorts of medicines, but be prepared to weep one day. And I was literally into tears. What to do? Bas jelo. But you cannot do anything. And then you have to talk to your mother and give her the power to become happy, because they say the cancer is treated when you become happy and your hormonal changes. But it's so tough to practice this. But you have to undergo, because you cannot have cancer in spiritual world, because you don't have this filthy body. This cancer and thyroid and diabetes and sleeplessness and sleepiness, this dirt from the nose, dirt from the eyes, dirt from the ears, dirt from the genitals, everything dirt. You do this dirt, you do this, dandruff comes out. You do this in your skin, dirt comes out. And then you polish and shave and do my gel well laga ke, and you sit and you look beautiful. And then you put lipstick and you say, I am the universe queen or the king of the universe. But fact is this is the dirt. I have taken bath, but if I do 2 times, the dirt will come out. This is the condition of this body, and I am feeling my Pradhan Mantri, oh bhai. I am the king of this planet. I am this Brahmana. I am Kshatriya. क्या है? कुछ नहीं है. You are nothing. It's just a body which will be burned and ashes sent in the river, Kidhar gaya? Where are you? Nowhere. Gone. That is what he is telling. You have my approval. What is the approval? We will read. Let's have the devotees coming and singing the shlokas one by one. We will have shlokas because these are all explanatory, readable shlokas. I would request Mataji to give chance to Prabhus and Matajis equally. And let's read from 30 onwards. And quick, we can do that.
Sindhu Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Pranam Prabhuji. 3.16.30. Etat puraiva nirdishtam ramaya krudaya yada purapavarita dvari shanti mai parate.
Read the translation also, Mataji. We'll have one devotee completing everything and then somebody can read purport.
Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This departure from Vaikuntha was foretold by Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. She was very angry because when she left my abode and then returned, you stopped her at the gate while I was sleeping.
Haribol. So you know that now. The Jaya Vijaya before Sanat Kumar's incident, Lakshmi's incident also happened, but that time they were not punished. So let's go and next devotee, read 31. There's a purport little bigger, but so we want somebody, two devotees to quickly read shloka translation, one devotee, and purport by another devotee, little quick, and we can finish the class on time. Yes, Mataji. Give it to anybody, any devotee who wants to.
Ramakrishna Prabhu?
Krishnamurti Prabhuji, you can read Prabhuji, shloka and translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Mayi surambha yogena nistirya brahma helanam pratyeshatam nikasham me kale nalpiyasa punaha. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The Lord assured the two Vaikuntha inhabitants, Jaya and Vijaya, by practicing the mystic yoga system in anger, you will be cleansed of the sin of disobeying the Brahmanas and within a very short time return to me. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead advised the two doorkeepers, Jaya and Vijaya, that by dint of Bhakti Yoga in anger, they would be delivered from the curses of the Brahmanas. Srila Madhva Muni remarks in this connection that by practicing Bhakti Yoga, one can become free from all sinful reactions. Even a Brahma Shapa or curse by a Brahmana, which cannot be overcome by any other means, can be overcome by Bhakti Yoga. One can practice Bhakti Yoga in many rasas. There are 12 rasas, 5 primary and 7 secondary. The 5 primary rasas constitute direct Bhakti Yoga, but although the 7 secondary rasas are indirect, they are also counted within Bhakti Yoga if they are used in the service of the Lord. In other words, Bhakti Yoga is all-inclusive. If one somehow or other becomes attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he becomes engaged in Bhakti Yoga, as described in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.29.15. Kamam, Krodham, Bhayam. The gopis were attracted to Krishna by Bhakti Yoga in a relationship of lusty desire, Kama. Similarly, Kamsa was attached to Bhakti Yoga by dint of fear of his death. Thus, Bhakti Yoga is so powerful that even by becoming an enemy of the Lord and always thinking of him can deliver one very quickly. It is said, Vishnu Bhaktas Mrito Daiva Asuras Tat Vipanyaha. Nyanyaha. Devotees of Lord Vishnu are called demigods, whereas non-devotees are called asuras. But Bhakti Yoga is so powerful that both demigods and asuras can derive its benefits if they always think of the personality of Godhead. The basic principle of Bhakti Yoga is to think of the Supreme Lord always. The Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita 18.65, Manmana bhava mad bhakta, always think of me. It does not matter which way one thinks. The very thought of the personality of Godhead is the basic principle of Bhakti Yoga. In the material planets, there are different grades of sinful activities. of which disrespecting a Brahmana or a Vaishnava is the most sinful. Here it is clearly stated that one can overcome even that grave sin simply by thinking of Vishnu, not even favorably but in anger. Thus, even if those who are not devotees always think of Vishnu, they become free from all sinful activities. Krishna consciousness is the highest form of thought. Lord Vishnu is thought of in this age by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. From the statements of the Bhagavatam, it appears that if one thinks of Krishna even as an enemy, that particular qualification, thinking of Vishnu or Krishna, cleanses one of all sins. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Thank you so much.
Move ahead. Now, this is very
Divya Mataji, you can read the shloka and translation, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
This is very straightforward, but please understand, in the case of Virodha Bhakti, we cannot simulate or emulate or imitate or enact the way, Jai Vijay or Jogai Madai did. We cannot do that. We cannot say that I am angry to Krishna and still I am, if it is, see, let me be very frank, okay? Sometimes we devotees only, we try to be diplomatic, we try to be say, "Arey, wo devotee kya sochega? Mere, I missed my round, so it's okay." To some devotees, you can tell, "I missed, Prabhuji, I just missed my round today. Please give me, I'm going to go home and chant my rounds, complete my round." Sometimes some devotees explain, sometimes they don't. So sometimes some devotees explain, sometimes some devotees don't explain. Okay, don't share your point. What I am trying to tell you is that please remember that it is necessary to remove diplomacy between you and the Lord. So some devotees will hide their internal feelings, but we should, as a case study, we should understand it is okay if you are angry with the Lord. Okay, let me be very frank. Because it is said that agar gussa karna hai to Bhagwan se karo, because he can handle your anger. Yes, but that doesn't mean you will always you will be angry with the Lord, because we are not understanding the way he's treating us. That's the difference. He knows the best for us. It's like child also becomes angry to the parents. And the parents continue anger with the child. Child is also angry with the parents. Child somewhere in the inner heart knows Papa, Mummy kyun gussa hai, because they want me to do correct things. But it is usually when the child is younger, he is not able to see the things. He is looking into mobile too much. And parents scold. Why are you looking into mobile? He thinks they don't want me to see the mobile. Then the child decides, I will one day when I'll grow up, I'll buy my own mobile. But he does not know your eyes are getting hurt. But the moment that 7-year-old boy becomes 10-year-old boy, 14-year-old boy, 17-year-old boy, he understands why my parents were saying, because at the age of 17, in the 10th and 12th at least, or engineering, you give him mobile because you need him to be, whatever reasons nowadays the world doesn't move without a mobile. But that same child is now not looking at the mobile. The same child who was, because his understanding has, but the same child was angry with the Lord. So like this, sometimes the anger comes when we don't understand another devotee. But if you give some time, you will understand, oh, I was a little harsh on this devotee. And same way we were harsh on the Lord. Lord also becomes a little bit, Lord's harshness also comes to the devotee. Why did he create otherwise this world where we are experiencing so much music? But he knows that the soul never touches this world. So he has protected us with the help of a subtle body. So cancer comes to only the material body, not to the soul. Soul is always untouched. But the experience we undergo is what Lord wants us to transform in us. So this world, only feeling, willing, and thinking is what we receive from this world. We cannot touch this world. I have never touched my body. That's how you should understand. Have you ever touched? I have only felt my body, because there is a subtle body and my soul is never able to touch this body. Lord is so careful with his devotees. So same way, we have to continue thinking in this way, that when Jai Vijaya were cursed by the Lord could have removed their curse. But there was some other previous incident happened. So there are reasons why Lord is not removing your problems of life immediately, is because there are much more reasons of what you have done in past birth. That is how you have to act. You have to think in a positive way. And then you start realizing, okay, there is some saja, there is some punishment I am going through, where I have to go through this. And then you tolerate, and eventually all the things are removed from your problems of your life. And in fact, you will be removed from this world and put in Goluka. You will not even remember where did you come from. All right, we will have last 2-3 shlokas left. I think 30.
Divya Mataji, you can read Mataji.
Yeah.
Shloka and translate.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji. Hastvavadishya Bhagavan Vimana Sreni Bhushana Sarvatishya Lakshmya Ishtam Swayam Dishnyam Avishat. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After the speaking at the door of Vaikuntha, the Lord returned to his abode, where there are many celestial airplanes and all surpassing wealth and splendor. Hare Krishna Mataji, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Namita
Somebody
Mataji, you can read the purport, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Read it quickly because it's just an explanation. Go ahead.
Namita
Hare Krishna
Mataji.
Prabhuji. Yeah. It is clear from this verse that all the incidents took place at the entrance of Vaikuntha Loka. In other words, the sages were not actually within Vaikuntha Loka, but were at the gate. It could be asked, how could they return to the material world if they entered Vaikuntha Loka? But factually, they did not enter, and therefore they returned. There are many similar incidents where great yogis and brahmanas, by dint of their yoga practice, have gone from this material world to Vaikuntha Loka. But they were not meant to stay there. They came back. It is also confirmed here that the Lord was surrounded by many Vaikuntha airplanes. Vaikuntha Loka is described here as having splendid opulence, far surpassing the splendor of this material world. All other living creatures, including the demigods, are born of Brahma, and Brahma is born of Lord Vishnu. Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita in the 10th chapter, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavaha. Lord Vishnu is the origin of all manifestations in the material world. Those who know the Lord Vishnu is the origin of everything, who are conversant with the process of creation, and who understand that Vishnu or Krishna is the most worshipable object of all living entities, engage themselves in Vishnu worship as Vaishnavas. The Vedic hymns also confirm this. Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam. The goal of life is to understand Vishnu. The Bhagavatam also confirms this elsewhere. Foolish people, not knowing that Vishnu is the supreme worshipable object, create so many worshipable objects in this material world, and therefore they fall down. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
So before you select somebody else to give 33 and 34, you please select. I just wanted to speak about Vishnu. So the Vishnu word means yagya, sacrifice. So in the last purport line, it is written, right? The Bhagavatam also confirms this. Foolish people, not knowing that Vishnu is the supreme worshipable object, creates so many worshipable objects in the material world, therefore they fall down. So what does it mean is that, we worship sometimes the creation, but we forget the creator. And that is why we become slow in our process. We may fall down, but we will get up again, and then, so that fall down is temporary, but we lose time. Only in this material world, we suffer more. Our experiences are more harsh. But once you go into the Vaikuntha, then there is no anxiety of anything. It's like eternal. You play around with Krishna, you enjoy with Krishna, you do everything. I mean, it's this eternal world, right? There is no night and day. You just do yoga nidra. You just take little meditation on the Lord. That's the only time when you can just stay like this in the spiritual world. Otherwise, you are just playing and enjoying with the Lord. All right, so Vishnu means sacrifice.
Subbara Prabhu, you can read the 33rd shloka and translation, Prabhuji. Meenakshi Mataji, the purport. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Sloka. Tau tu तौ गीर्वाण वृषभाओ दस्तरात् हरिलोकथः हठश्रियौ ब्रह्मशापात् अभूतां विगातस्मयौ. Should I read translation, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Translation. Please focus it, Mataji. Those translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. But those two gatekeepers, the best of the demigods, by their beauty and luster, diminished by the curse of the Brahmanas, because morose and fell from Vaikuntha, the abode of Supreme. This is not properly projected, Mataji. Black thing is coming over this.
Okay, Prabhuji, I'll read Prabhuji then. Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. But those two gatekeepers, the best of the demigods, their beauty and luster diminished by the curse of the Brahmanas, became morose and fell from Vaikuntha, the abode of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna. Meenakshi Mataji, you can continue. Oh, purport is not there, Prabhuji.
Yeah, no purport. Last shloka for today.
Meenakshi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Tada Vikunta Dishanath Tayo Nipatamanayo Hahakaru Mahan Asid Vimanagre Yeshu Patraka. Hare Krishna Babuji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Then, as Jaya and Vijaya fell from the Lord's abode, a great roar of disappointment arose from all the demigods who were sitting in their splendid airplanes. Hare Krishna Babuji, will you pronounce?
Hari Hari, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. I want to leave you with one word. Plaveneva. Now, Plaveneva is a word from Bhagavad Gita. Sarvam Jnana Plaveneva means Plaveneva means transcendental port. Sarva Jnana. So now all what we are reading this is and hearing and seeing. It's not that today you see me coming most of the times and speaking here. But if you come to my life and you stay with me, you will see me hearing more than speaking. Let me be very frank. Here you may see me not joining other sessions, so you think Premadatta comes and only gives class, he doesn't hear. No, that's not the case. 99% places I hear only Prabhujis and Matas, because I have my promise that I generally don't ask for kathas. They give me, somebody calls me, kisi ki death mein, kisi ke birth mein, they call me, I go and give katha. If they don't call me, I'm happy. Try to be. But feeling rehti hai कि I want to ask. But पूछो मिलता नहीं तो बुरा लगता है. तो इसे चुप रहना ही बेहतर है. So Krishna knows the heart. So I am trying to tell you is sarva jnana plavaneva. When you attempt such sessions and when you attend these sessions and when you hear the transcendental glories of the Lord, it is sarva jnana. The word is plavaineva. Plaveneva. Plaveneva means boat. Sarva jnana, transcendental boat. So you are basically in the vibration boat of knowledge when you hear these classes, when you hear somebody's realization. And then when you sit in the boat, you meet another passenger and you both are going in the samudra, and sometimes you feel you will drown, but others are there with you. So if you drown, others will also drown. So you feel, "Arey, kuch to koi to hai mere sath, I am not alone." So this knowledge of transcendental boat helps us to protect in drowning in this world. Sarva jnana plavaineva. So you be very confident that whatever you hear about Krishna, it will save you from your going away from the track. It will keep you always in the track. Hare Krishna. Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And this, sorry, I got, because I had to do two sessions together. I don't know how did I do, but it took me some time. Mataji, I am done with class.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. Like, this is the main topic which we all devotees have to deal with, Prabhuji. The aparadhas that we do very often in bhakti. Prabhuji, we have to be very cautious. That is what we have learned, and you gave all of us the practical knowledge, like how we can deal with it. And thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the guidance. And Prabhuji, if you have time, we'll ask questions, Prabhuji. The first question is mine only. Prabhuji, I came across a Mataji.
I was thinking I will tell you. Tell others. I am not suitable to answer. You only ask me question. Go ahead.
Yes, Prabhuji. Since we have a class on this Vaishnava Aparadha, so it's so nice, Prabhuji. I got an opportunity to ask. Prabhuji, a Mataji of who is a friend of me, like she asked Prabhuji when she went to the temple, there is a dress code for the initiated devotees, like they have to wear sari. But she wore a chudidar, salwar. So there was a senior Mataji who has taken initiation, and she went with her daughter also. And the daughter always keeps tilak, and she does not dance, but there was a kirtan going on, and those were dancing. Those Matajis were dancing. At the same time, she was sitting with her mother, and that Mataji called her twice or thrice. She came and called her and held her hand, and she drank, come, let's dance. So that daughter, she is of 16 years. So she said, no, I don't want to. That is what she hesitated. And then again she came and not scolded, like she said in front of everybody, why, how many times should I call you? Why are you not wearing tilak? Go and wear tilak. So she was asking her daughter to do so, Prabhuji. And mother who was sitting next to her, like she felt that because they are all in that age, so it is very difficult to bring them to the temple and get the darshan of the deities. And at least she was taking her, at least she'll get the prasadam, at least she'll get the darshan, thinking that. So if somebody forces, so then she will completely stop coming to the temple. So this is her concern, mother's concern. So that is what she said. And after the puja and everything, kirtan, there was a lecture going on, which was given by a sannyasi Maharaj, and they were sitting on the second row, Prabhuji, and the mother was not wearing a dupatta. So the Mataji who called her was sitting on the first row, and she started asking, why are you not wearing a dupatta? You go and sit at the back. You should not sit here, because Maharaj is a sannyasi. You should not sit here like this. So at that time, she didn't know what to do. So can you suggest us or guide us in this regard, Prabhuji? What can I tell her? I told her, Paramatma knows everything. If possible, you obey her. If not, I could only say that, Prabhuji, if possible, you obey, because the Krishna, it's a temple. So he is very much there. He's there everywhere, but Krishna is watching everything. So he has arranged this. You just obey to her if possible. So what do you say? But Mataji was telling, this is Kali Yuga, and how can anybody exploit us like this? Whatever they say, we can't follow all that. This is what she said. So that is also correct. So what can we do, Prabhuji? Or how can I guide her? Hare Krishna.
No, what you are saying is facts of our lives. First of all, we should remember this, that doing spiritual activity in the spiritual world is always very, very easy. But doing spiritual activities in material world is difficult. Doing material activities in spiritual world is impossible because there is no matter. It's all spirit. Your concerns, so let me go one by one. You have, in fact, it's not a question. I know this is your anguish, or this is your, it may have happened with you several times, and it has happened with everybody. Okay. So I would say that let's go and talk about the the first point which you said. I don't know how much time we have, and there's another class happening at 11, but I'll quickly try to see. I don't know how many devotees have already, okay, 37 devotees are there. So I would request 37 devotees just hear this is very important question. I'll try to answer what I have experienced 20, 22, 23 years in ISKCON. And when I say ISKCON means devotional service. Okay, ISKCON is like mother to me. Srila Prabhupada is our, spiritual, Pradarshak, whatever you say, my spiritual master. See, please understand one thing. Temple is a public place. You cannot, like how Narari Prabhuji tells me and tells us sometimes, Baba, ye temple ek kisi ke ek ki property nahi hai. It's a temple owned after proper guidelines by the government of that place, maybe state government, and you have to follow taxes, you have to follow everything. So it's a public place. First of all, we cannot stop anybody to enter any temple. We cannot stop anyone to enter our temple. Period. It's a public place. But there are guidelines how to behave in the temple. Even the state rules, they say. Now let's take an example. This is from a very high level point. Let's go for a smaller example which you started with, is some Mataji wearing salwar suit and not wearing sari. Although sari, if you cover everything, looks okay. Some ladies are comfortable with saris. Some ladies are not comfortable with sari. And I'm being a grahastha. I'm answering with my experience. Okay. I'm also a husband to somebody's, somebody's daughter who is my wife. With that experience, I'm telling you. What is more important? If the lady wants to wear a salwar suit and wants to go to temple, the law of the land cannot stop her. No law of ISKCON can stop her to wear a chudidar pajama or whatever pajama, and if she's wearing it properly, they cannot force her to wear a sari. Please understand once for all. This is for, if this video goes recorded, to all the temple presidents of ISKCON, be it. Share this to even to GBC of ISKCON. You please hear from Premadata then. I'm telling you with my experience, if a lady, a soul of Krishna wants to wear a chudidar pajama and wants to go and be in the temple, you cannot stop her logically, technically. But you can inspire her to wear a sari to do a service. That's what the decorum of ISKCON says. If that lady is new, and even if she's old in devotion, she's not comfortable wearing a sari, it's her choice. If the management of that current temple wants Matajis who wear sari and then do service, you cannot really do anything about it. What is the harm in that Mataji to wear a sari? You're getting my point? I'm trying to put a balance.
Prabhuji, the compulsion was on wear the dupatta, Prabhuji. So that is
the second. No, this is the first case was of the second case is of dupatta. Now, being a man, I am not supposed to answer all the things, but what ladies can answer these questions is that salwar suit also has a dupatta. And nowadays it's a trend that ladies don't wear the dupatta. I would see if this is recording and going in the public format. So I have to be very careful. I cannot say this is wrong, this is right. It's actually everyone's choice. But in the temple, if you wear, and in front of sannyasi, if he's sitting, and if you wear a dupatta, what is the harm? Who stops you? Right? Who stops you to wear a dupatta? Anyway, dupatta also adds to the beauty of a woman. Okay. I would say this is how it should. So, but to convey this message, one should not insult anybody. Even if that lady Mataji was sitting next to she can politely ask her to come aside and say, I'll give you one dupatta, can you wear? Or, it should not, the correction should not be done in public. You should not hurt the sentiment so that she goes away forever and she does not come back. So you have to go and tell them. If somebody who is coming in jeans and tops, first time they don't know, but everybody knows in the temple they should wear, not certain places, everywhere the temples, you're going in front of the deity, you just cannot wear anything. And it is even for men. They're wearing t-shirts and tight t-shirts and all. Why do I wear a white kurta? Because we have learned over a period of time, it is better to, be well dressed as a Vaishnava. but it has to be conveyed in a proper way. Technically, I have heard it from the management only that temple is a public place. Some decorums, so the society and the management of the temple both have to go hand in hand with love and care with each other. And of course, the sanctity of the place has to be maintained. The sanctity of the ladies have to be maintained. Why Prabhupada used to say ladies sit on this side and the gents on the other side, where Prabhupada only used to have marriages done between. So he's not against women associating with men, but he wants them to have proper association. And while you are attending Bhagavatam, it's better Mataji stay in one place, Prabhuji stay in another place. It's easy to manage also, and Matajis can be in one wing and Prabhujis. It's a way how Prabhupada so beautifully brought these things. So this is just decorum. You have to take it in that spirit. And I am saying all this is because these classes are recorded and it is live. And if anybody hears this, even the authorities within ISKCON and anywhere, wherever, they must go with love, care, and compassion. That is more important than hurting anybody. Does that help you, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. I'll just share it with her, Prabhuji.
Whoever. Don't hurt anybody so that they stop coming to that place. But you ask them, like I know I've been serving with so many Prabhus who they don't like wearing dhotis because they don't know how to wear it, or they feel very uncomfortable. It happens. That doesn't mean, so you give them some services, like you can't go and enter into an altar. You can't come, if you sit in a Vyasasana, or if you sit in a Vyasasana to give class, you have to be initiated. If you go do a Brahmana service in the altar, you have to be second initiated. These are decorums. They have to be maintained. Rest, little bit here and there, permutation, combination. ISKCON, Prabhupada created for everybody to love and care, and everybody should know there's no point in fighting with each other. You are losing your own time. And if you lose one soul, the soul loses. So you have to be very careful. And these matters of salwar suit and sari, these discussions keep happening. I would leave it to Matajis to discuss and the management. I'm not an authority in any temple that I can say that do this, but I can just say more important is that the soul continues in the Krishna's seva.
Thank you so much.
ISKCON cannot lose to afford devotees. We can only, like my temple president tells me, we are on the Ayaram, we are not Gayaram. We can never leave ISKCON. We can only be inside ISKCON. ISKCON never leaves us. Only death will take us away from ISKCON. That should be the feeling.
Thank you, Prabhuji. All glories to you, Prabhuji. Because you talk so practically and guide us, Prabhuji. Because this is what we need, Prabhuji. Like this is what happens with us when we are practicing devotion.
I'm telling you frankly. See, I am born in ISKCON. ऐसा समझो. 23 years I have spent in ISKCON. कोई मुझसे कहे कि तुम गलत बोल रहे हो, मैं मान ही नहीं सकता. From where did I learn all this? I've learned everything from ISKCON. In fact, I'll tell you, it's all recorded. I have only friends left in ISKCON. I don't know anybody else much now. But that doesn't mean I can show my eyes and anger to some devotee. नहीं, ये कभी नहीं करना. वही चीज छोड़ने के लिए तो इधर मटीरियल वर्ल्ड में हम स्पिरिचुअल बनाए. We were taking यही जो हमें देख लूंगा, यही तो छोड़ना है ना, यही तो हमें नहीं जा पाएंगे हम बोलो. You have to become very plain and simple. Doesn't mean you cannot do anger. It's not that you छोड़ दो हम संत बन गए. नहीं, कोई संत बन नहीं रहा है. संत जो है वो तो है संत. संत जो होता है वो डंडा पकड़ता है. That means he will not show anger to anybody. But we normal people cannot. So yeah, we will fall down, we will live. So we have to go. We have to be helpful and loving to everybody. More important is that we should not spoil others. And devotion needs mood. Devotion needs care. Devotion needs. तो अब कोई माता जी प्रभु is not able to do निर्जला एकादशी. That doesn't mean उसका गर्दन दबा देगा क्या, मार दो इसको, मार दो, क्योंकि तू नहीं करे, तू यार नॉट अ गुड डिवोटी. अरे उसको 16 माला जप नहीं कर पा रहे तो क्या उसका गला घोट दोगे क्या? You will kill him because he is not able to. Lord is not killing him for so many births. You will kill him. मेरा भक्ति वृक्ष का मेंबर है, 10 years हो गया, तुम 16 लौंडो में तुम्हें नहीं कर सकते. वो 16 क्या 16 जन्म लेगा. You have to tolerate him. Lord is tolerating. Who are you? Think like this, everybody will become.
Very true.
Because you have become devotee because of Krishna. So others will also take some time. You are fortunate. You are clever. You are strong. Sorry, it's consuming our time, but I don't know. I mean, this is something which you have asked a question, which is ISKCON is mine. I am born out of ISKCON, and if I die, ISKCON dies. Like that feeling every devotee in ISKCON should get. If I die, ISKCON will die. Why shall no? I should live longer to give ISKCON. Like that, every devotee is alive, then ISKCON is alive. What is ISKCON? ISKCON is all we devotee make it ISKCON. Prabhupada legacy we have to carry forward. He was so lovable, so wonderful. He taught Matajis how to wear saris. He used to wear himself and show, like how the sari seller who sometimes wear and puts a dupatta. Prabhupada has done. He taught how to make puris, chapatis. He has taught us everything to our devotees. Makes sense.
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, Hari Bol, Prabhuji. Only if we are like that, it pleases our Guru, Srila Prabhupada.
Exactly. Just be lovable and love others. There is no other way you can go up. आप सोचता है भागवतम पढ़ने से गोलोक जाएंगे? जो सोचते हैं कि मैं भागवतम का श्लोक आप रट लूंगी तो मैं चला जाऊंगा, रट लूंगा, नहीं जा सकते. You cannot go to Goloka after learning Bhagavatam. You learn Bhagavatam to preach, but you have to practice it.
True, Prabhuji.
I can give hundreds of classes, means Krishna, I have given thousands of classes. Practice तो कुछ किया नहीं, क्लास ही बकवास करता रहा, बस बोलता रहा. वो तो बोलना तो व्यासदेव बोल के चला गया ना. गणपति जी ने लिख दिया. What great you have done? Nothing. That humbleness we have to come. I put my thumbs within my arms and I become like this, like timid. Oh, I don't know anything, Krishna. मैं डरता हूँ. Like this. करके देखो ना, सब लोग ऐसा करता है, कोई ये नहीं करता. Everybody does like this. तलवार निकालने को, इसीलिए ये कलयुग का ये हाल हो. Nobody wants to tolerate. मेरे को जवाब देता, मेरे को, तुझे पता है कौन हूं मैं? So like this. So much of things we have, which has to come out in a proper way. So if that has to come, you have to learn to tolerate and be humble and go down and let others give chance. You don't get prasadam, others get prasadam, you should be happy. Others get darshan of the Lord. No, I will push the Lord and I'll see the Lord. वो नहीं होता. You have to help others. Radharani's mood is what every devotee should have on. Let others get devotion. Let others give katha. Let others become good devotees. Let others get Krishna. I may not get Krishna. It's okay. You get Krishna. Then Krishna will come to you. That's how the philosophy says. Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. All glories to you, Prabhuji. We'll end the session, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for guiding us.
Why did you ask such a question?
No, Prabhuji, it was very necessary, and really, you opened our eyes, Prabhuji, and it really helped us. And I'll just convey the same way as you said, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Or I'll just, that might misinterpretation will happen. So I'll just forward the link, Prabhuji, she will watch it. Hare Krishna. Because I'm not qualified.
Actually, this one is necessary,
class, Prabhuji. So
Mataji,
true,
which you
all that
asked.
you said.
So, and
Thank
very
you so
thankful
much.
to Prabhuji for such a very wonderful reply. So, which everyone is facing in something or the other way. So, including me. So, it was very helpful the reply which you had given, Prabhu. Thank you.
Remember one thing. Whatever happens to us, we should never leave ISKCON. Devotees climate, devotees association. However devotees are with us, be with them. That's all.
Haribol. Haribol.
Yes.
Thank you.
Never
Prabhu.
leave
Because
having
that
prasadam,
thought,
never leave reading Bhagavatam. Always read Bhagavatam, always have prasadam. Always love with devotees, even if they dislike.
Perfect class,
Thank you so
Prabhuji.
much for this encouragement.
Very practical. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Please pray for it.
Because when we are getting some complaints or something or the other from backside, so some backbiting is happening. So, but still, at that time, what happens, like 1 or 2 seconds, that thought comes. Why even here it's happening like this?
And why that thought
we
comes?
see material.
It is natural to come that thought.
Yes, because we in material.
See, Mataji, one more thing I'll tell you. Don't emulate others. Be happy whatever Krishna has made you. If you hear somebody doing backbiting against you, okay, you tolerate it and still continue loving it. You will see.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes,
it will happen within devotional service. Somebody will insult you in front of you. Nobody is seeing, but he is talking roughly to you. You know you are feeling bad, but still, अच्छा ठीक है प्रभु जी मैं करता हूँ. अरे मेरे साथ हर संडे सबके साथ कुछ ना कुछ होता है. यही तो है. मतलब अगर आपने ये झेल लिया, if you have experienced this, that is for why we are reading Bhagavad. I don't know this, Mataji, I just was joking, why did she ask? I know this another class is starting, but वो class करके भी करोगे क्या यार? करना तो यही है ना. If you can't tolerate others, then why the hell we are reading these Bhagavatams?
So true,
कब तक हम झूठ बोलेंगे प्रभु से? मरना तो है ना एक दिन. मुझे तुम्हें इस ग्रुप में जितने 39-40 people है, everybody has to die one day. Why can't we accept this truth? You have to tolerate. There is no other way out. इस जन्म में नहीं, next जन्म. Krishna will say you have to learn to be tolerant. That's all. Then जितना पढ़ लो भागवतम, टॉलरेंस डेवलप नहीं हुआ. पोती पढ़ी भाई, पंडित भाई ना कोई. ढाई आखर प्रेम को पढ़े सो पंडित हो. If you know how to love each other, love means loving also, and sometimes accepting backbiting, hearing, सब कुछ सीखना है, छोड़ना नहीं. Your one hand is paining, that doesn't mean you cut off your hand, ma. So why? ये सच्चाई है हमारे जीवन की. इस सच्चाई को एक्सेप्ट करना है हम. You have to accept this. तभी तो हम चैतन्य चंदा. अभी नेक्स्ट क्लास शुरू हो गया. They may be devotees cribbing me. ये कौन है यार? ये इसको हटाओ इधर से. बोलो ओपनली. मैं वो भी एक्सेप्ट करने को तैयार हूँ. But I will not quit. Because whatever I am saying is next class, whatever चैतन्य चैतन्य, उसका सोनम बनम यही है जो वो मैं तुम्हें अभी बता रहा हूँ. This is the sonam bonam of the entire devotional service. You cannot quit this body and go to Goluka until unless you have not learned Bhagavatam in practical way. And that doesn't mean you have to be Pandit. You just have to practice as much. Prabhupada has reduced our 64%, 80%, 60% we follow karo. Do your rounds. Don't be too much diplomatic. Be diplomatic. ठीक है. Prabhu, how has to handle Matajis? You can't mix up, right? You have a wife at home. Try to be at distance with other Matajis also. Give them space. Give them respect to all. If somebody is serving, let him serve. ये सब affection हमारे को डिवोशनल सर्विस में बाइंड करता है. आप किसी से बुराई सुनते हैं या सच्चाई सुनते हैं, डजंट मैटर. What matters is you continue in devotion with lot of love and care and give others also space to love Krishna. You're getting my point. It's a very important point. Every devotee
Yes,
is.
Prabhu. Finally, my understanding was even whatever they do, finally we are going to serve only the Lord. So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Where are you going to please somebody? How can you please Krishna by spoiling the mood of his own children? नहीं जा सकते. आपको जाना तो गोलुक ही है ना. तो आप बच ही नहीं सकते. आप जा ही नहीं सकते. आपको गोलुक यहीं पे बनाना है. You have to emulate Goluk here. Because when a devotee becomes a perfect devotee, he doesn't say, I'm a perfect devotee. Others will say, for him, Vaikuntha, Narkaloka, and Mrityuloka doesn't make any difference. He is lovable to everybody. You see Radhanath Maharaj's classes. He will speak only 3 points in his entire 4-hour class. You can note down from the transcript, only 3 points he's explaining. Love Krishna, serve Krishna, and love his devotees. So many classes you will see all the Maharajas, all the sannyasis, they have well read so much, but they will put 3 points. Love Krishna, love his devotees, and serve him. These are the 3 things in ISKCON, why Prabhupada created ISKCON. Love Krishna, love devotees, and serve Krishna. When you serve Krishna, you're serving all the devotees. Haribol. It has to end somewhere. I know the other class has to start.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. However, devotees are striving to reach the destination of Lord Prabhuji, and they are ready to go to hell. And if we are not able to tolerate here, how can we tolerate in the hell, Prabhuji? So it's better to tolerate now. This is what
I'll give you one example, and I know next class is starting. Half of you are the same devotees. I'll give you my practical example, and then I'll end. After this, otherwise, Ashish Prabhu will come and scold me. And I'm forgiving to all of you, but why did you all ask such beautiful questions? And beautiful questions have to be answered then. And it has to be answered. Okay? I'll tell you. When Pushpanjali is going, I'll give you a perfect example. And generally, take care of the programs. So I see devotees coming and want to jhula to the Lord in the Jhulan Yatra. Everybody here knows Jhulan Yatra? So I saw a couple of devotees, they wanted to do Jhulan separately. Then I was looking, 500 devotees, if everybody will do separately, then 500 minutes it takes. Every devotee will do 30 seconds Jhula. That means 2 hours, 3 hours just for Jhula. And everybody has to go for prasadam. So then I realized our movement is together. So I asked a couple of Prabhus first. 4 batches of Prabhu. Come, all 4 of you do. Everybody was enjoying. When a devotee is doing single-handedly, and the Lord is fixed properly and all that logistics we have taken care, okay, they will do it when more the devotees handle together with that rope, and even if somebody is touching somebody's hand, they get more pleasure. I realized the devotees were more happier, and within half an hour, everybody was done. Same like Pushpanjali Deepa or flower. When we want to show it separately to the Lord. Do it with everybody. It's more pleasure. You eat prasadam by distributing to everybody. Why you want to keep it, hide it in your pocket? किधर लेके जाओगे? ऐसा जितना दे सको तो. हरि बोल. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Shall we end the session, Prabhuji?
Yes,
Since it's...
no, I will end.
I'm very sorry, Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya vicha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Grantha Bhagavatam ki hai. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Glories to you, Prabhuji. All glories to the devotees. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam to all.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
All glories to
Thank you so much,
to
Prabhuji.
Premananda Gaurav Das.
Donate pranam.
Shall I end the session, Prabhuji?
Same group has to be used. I will log off.
No, Prabhuji, I don't know. I'll end the session, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.